Okay, so this is about 2 weeks late. I guess when was the Super Bowl? It was the second, right? I believe it was, yeah. So this is 2.5 weeks late. But shout out to Grandizer who wanted me to talk about the asteroid, which has been in the news a lot recently, and I found a cool video on what's the channel called? Here, I'm going to pull it up here. I have it in the background here. It's called Cosmo Knowledge, not Cosmic Knowledge, Cosmo Knowledge. So I have this video pulled up right here, just kind of detailing about it, talking about it, the chances of it, and how it's actually increasing. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hit play. Let me turn this down a little bit for me. Make sure my volume isn't too high. Well, I guess I should probably keep that up actually for the thing, but we'll turn that down. And yeah, so again, it's what's 2032, so that's 7 years from now, right? Yeah, 7 years from now. So world might end in a city might end in 7 years. But we'll let this go ahead and talk about that.
Right now, astronomers are tracking an asteroid with a higher impact probability than any we've seen in the last 20 years,
Are
and the
the
odds
right
of it
Earth
hitting
and the
Earth are
right
actually
scale?
increasing. A huge chunk of space rock somewhere between the size of a football field and the Statue of Liberty is being watched by telescopes around the world. Its name is 2024 YR4, and it's currently sitting at the top of NASA's asteroid risk list. The chances of this asteroid hitting Earth on December 22nd, 2032, as of right now, it's about 1 in 43. That might not sound like much, but it's enough to make this the most concerning asteroid we've tracked since Apophis back in 2004. And here's what makes this really interesting. Those odds have been going up, not down. But before you start planning for doomsday, stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why
Add?
these increasing
Okay,
odds might
go ahead.
actually be good news, and how humanity has already proven we can defend ourselves against threats like this.
We're gonna throw a satellite at it.
Right now, astronomers at observatories across the planet are working together to track this object. Every new observation tells us more about where it's heading, and the story of how we found it and what we're doing about it is one of humanity's greatest ongoing scientific endeavors.
So just I guess real quick before we get into that, it's really interesting how we can predict again 7 years in the future that this thing has a chance of hitting Earth. Just by seeing a space rock. It's really interesting to kind of see how like our technology is now. I don't know how long we've been able to do that and how far out we used to be able to do it. Again, they mentioned was it Apophis or whatever. This channel also has a video on that, which I came across while I was looking for something for this short here. But there might be an interesting video to kind of watch because that one was a detail about what would have happened if in 2004 would have hit us, but obviously it didn't. There would have been more news, like bigger news. So, but yeah, I think it's really interesting. Like again, 7 years from now, and there's a 1 in 43 chance. So it's interesting.
On December 27, 2024, astronomers at the Atlas telescope in Chile spotted something unusual:
Oh, in Chile.
a faint dot of light moving against the background of stars. But this wasn't just any dot. It was about to become one of the most closely watched objects in our solar system. Atlas isn't just one telescope. It's part of a global network of sky watchers, constantly scanning space for anything that might pose a threat to Earth.
Basically, we don't want to become the dinosaurs. We want a warning system.
Think of it as our planet's early warning system.
There
And
you
on
go.
that December night, those alarms started ringing. What makes 2024 YR4 special? It's the first asteroid since Apophis to reach a level 3 on the Reno scale. Think
Close
of it
encounter.
as the Richter scale.
Hang on. A close encounter with a 1% or greater chance of collision capable of causing localized destruction. Interesting.
Which is a measure of the strength of earthquakes, but for asteroid threats. In 20 years of watching the skies, only 2 asteroids have ever ranked this high. Within weeks of its discovery, observatories around the world were tracking it, and that's when something unusual started happening. The more we watched it, the higher the odds of impact seemed to become. Now,
Getting
let's talk about these
closer.
odds. A 2.3% chance of impact might not sound like much, and it isn't. 0.7% chance of winning the lottery, you'd probably quit your job right now. But when we're talking about an asteroid the size of a football field, even small chances deserve our attention. If, and this is still a big if, 2024 YR4 were to hit Earth, it could strike anywhere along a path that includes the eastern Pacific Ocean, parts of South America, the Atlantic, sections of Africa, and even South Asia.
We're okay in the U.S.
The energy
USA.
released
We're okay on this side.
would be similar to a nuclear explosion. Here's how to understand what's happening with those changing odds. Imagine you're in a dark room with a flashlight. When you first point it at a wall, the beam is wide and fuzzy. That's like our initial understanding of the asteroid's path. We know roughly where it's going, but there's a lot of uncertainty. As we get more observations, it's like focusing that flashlight beam. The light gets more concentrated in a smaller area. If Earth happens to be in that beam, it now takes up more of the possible area, which is why the odds can actually go up before they usually drop to zero. But how do you track something hundreds of feet wide that's millions of miles away?
Yeah.
It's like trying to spot a black marble in the dark from the other side of the city. Well, that's where the real heroes of this story come in, the astronomers and their incredible tools. To solve this, we use multiple telescopes around the world, sophisticated radars, and powerful computers that can calculate millions of possible orbits. Every new observation helps narrow down where 2024 YR4 will actually be in 2032. The asteroid will be visible until April this year. After that, it becomes too faint to see until 2028. But those few months of observations might be all we need to know for sure whether Earth is in danger or not. But here's the good news. We're not just watching this asteroid. For the first time in human history, we actually have proven technology to defend against space rocks. In fact, we've already successfully changed an asteroid's path. In 2022, NASA deliberately crashed a spacecraft into an asteroid called Dimorphos at about 14,000 miles per hour. That speed could get you from New York to Los Angeles in about a minute. And guess what? It worked. The collision altered Dimorphos's orbit around its parent asteroid, Didymos, shortening the orbital period by 32 minutes. Right now, both NASA and the European Space Agency are working together on planetary defense. It's like having a global immune system against cosmic threats. And they're not just relying on one method. They're developing multiple ways to protect Earth. Following the DART mission, ESA launched the Hera mission in 2024 to further study the impact site on Dimorphos. Hera aims to gather detailed measurements to enhance our understanding of asteroid deflection techniques. By 2028, 4 years before 2024 YR4's potential arrival, we'll have an even more powerful asteroid hunting telescope in space. Called the NEO Surveyor, it's specifically designed to find and track potentially dangerous asteroids. But there's no need to worry. The world's leading asteroid experts have seen this pattern before. Initial concern, followed by better data, followed by good news. Remember Apophis? When it was first discovered in 2004, astronomers calculated it had a 2.7% chance of hitting Earth, even higher than 2024 YR4's current odds. But as they gathered more data, that threat dropped to zero. The same thing happened with countless other asteroids. Here's what happens next. Astronomers will keep tracking YR4 until April 2025. After this period, the asteroid won't be observable until approximately June 2028. But even though we'll lose sight of it for a while, scientists will be searching through old telescope data from 2016 to find previous images of the asteroid. If they find them, we might know for sure whether it's a threat or not. The story of 2024 YR4 isn't just about one asteroid. It's about humanity's growing ability to protect ourselves from cosmic threats. For the first time in Earth's history, we're not just at the mercy of what falls from the sky. To sum it up, asteroid 2024 YR4 is the most significant asteroid threat we've seen in 2 decades. Yes, those impact odds are unusually high, but we're not helpless, and those odds are likely to drop to zero. Want to stay updated? You can follow this story yourself on NASA's Near Earth Object website. We'll all be covering any major developments about 2024 YR4 in future videos, so make sure you're subscribed. The universe throws a lot of rocks our way. For the time in our planet's history, we're ready to catch them. Or better yet, knock them right out of the park. Don't forget to watch the video.
There, I will leave. I'm gonna go back. Actually, we'll go back here. So yeah, that again kind of popped up towards the end of last year, about 2 months ago, and at the end of 2024, and it's interesting. I don't really remember Apophis. I was like 4 years old when that went by. So that would be an interesting thing to again kind of watch a video on, learn about that. But it's always nice to know what's the it's 2.7% chance. Like it's think of it as what 100 Earths, and basically, well, I guess you can't because we'll round it up to 3. Just simple math. We'll round it up to 3. If you think of 100 different Earths, basically 3 of them get hit by the asteroid. Is basically what that is. So that's 3 cities. This is only going to be they're classifying it as a city level threat. Basically, it's going to kill 1 city. And as they kind of described, it looks like it's going to hit possibly the other side of the Earth. So it won't even hit North America or South America. It'll probably hit Africa, Europe, Asia, somewhere over there. Maybe Australia. Probably. Well, it seemed like it was more centered around like Africa and Europe. So that's kind of right now. But it's growing. It's still and this video here. Was it 3 days ago? I think. Yeah. So three days ago that the video was just posted. So obviously I don't know how long it took them to collect data and everything. But like the chances are just slowly growing, which is interesting for that. And this is one of the highest. It said one of the highest chances in our human history, I guess I should say, of a asteroid hitting. So very interesting. It's very it's unique. It's fun to watch, or not? I guess not fun. I don't mean it like that, but it's fun to learn about and know, like, hey, like, okay, we can protect it. We have stuff that can now, change the trajectory. Oh, words are fun. English is fun, but yeah. So again, if you've never heard of it, or if you're kind of keeping an eye on it, again, NASA has a website on it, which let me go ahead. Actually, I probably could have just left that up. It's called Neo Earth. No, what did he call it? Hang on.
Want to stay updated?
Oh, Near Earth Asteroids. Excuse me. Near Earth Asteroids is what it's called. It's around NASA, or not around NASA, but NASA kind of does it. And you can kind of again keep up with this if you want to keep up with it. Okay, we have 7 years, so right. I guess right now we don't really know if it's going to hit the other side of the Earth or if it's going to hit North and South America here where I am in North America. But it's interesting. It's again, by then we should have. I mean, we advance technology daily, pretty much. So we should hopefully be able to, throw something at it. I joked about nukes before. I don't know if. Well, one, it's got to get high enough in the sky, like it's got to get into space for it. But if we will, I mean, I'm sure we probably will have nukes that can go into space. Like, oh, it's the military. Of course they're gonna do that. Of course they're gonna do that. But I don't know if that would, I don't know what effects it would have. So I don't think a nuke would be the best option for it. Obviously, you just throw like a big rocket ship at it or something, and just boom, and it just drifts away from our orbit, so it doesn't come down on a city. Uh, but yeah, again, so we were talking about this in my Super Bowl stream, which again, 2.5 weeks. I think I'm 75% sure it was either 2.5 weeks or it was just a week and a half ago. I don't remember if it was the 9th or the 16th. It's blur. Everything's been a blur for me for this past 2 weeks, really since the Super Bowl. It's been fast paced and quick. But yeah, so I want to do a video on this. We got some other stuff coming up. We got March Madness coming up. We got the UFL coming up for sports wise. I want to do actually, I'll probably record a Dokkan video tonight and put that up because I want to talk more. I didn't do a part 2 reveal video because was that the night? Shoot, I'm trying to remember. Now I'm trying to remember the timeline here of that too. I think that was the night of the Super Bowl. I don't remember when the reveal stream was. It was I don't know. Oh no, it was a Friday night, I think. Yeah, I probably just was just whatever. I think it was a late night. I think it was 10 or 11 at night. So I didn't want to do a video on that that late. But I want to do a couple more Dokkan videos. We just found something really cool for part 3 that starts in 48 hours from the time of. Well, actually, it's a little more than 48 hours from the time of me recording this video. But we'll do that. We'll do other stuff. We'll see about Monster Hunter. We'll see. We'll see about Monster Hunter. We'll see what I can do with that. That's going to be really interesting if I can figure out something to do with that too, because that's coming out. I think it's next week. There's so much stuff coming up that I'm trying to it's making my head spin. There's a lot to do. We have the NFL offseason. I still got to make a video. I can actually cover the NFL because the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I just made a post about that. I didn't really make a video about that, but yeah, I don't have to. Well, I made a video about possibly before, the day before the Super Bowl. But I haven't made a follow-up video of hey, we're covering it. So yeah, there's stuff coming up. I have some ideas for March, and I gotta hold myself to it. I really gotta hold myself to it. So hopefully March will be fun. Hopefully it'll be good. It should start warming up here in Wisconsin by then. It's 2 weeks away, so hopefully we're warming up. So I have some ideas, but for now, let me know. I don't think this really should scare you. I don't think an asteroid should scare you with a 2.7% chance. Especially because we're 7 years out. I don't think you need to think about that for 7 years. Now, again, if we get to 2032, and it's February, let's say 7 years, February 19th, 2032, and suddenly it's okay, yeah, we might see something here in the next month or two hit the Earth. And it's okay, maybe we should panic a little bit and figure out how do we get away from this so it doesn't, whatever city gets impacted, it doesn't affect anything, no lives are lost or whatever. But we're 7 years out. We'll see what happens. It's probably just gonna, go by, and we're not gonna have to worry about anything. But I don't know. We'll see. Again, it's a long time, and it's gonna disappear. We're not gonna be able to find it. It's gonna disappear. So obviously, it's going, it's going around the universe and whatever. But yeah. So as they say, 2028 is when it comes back around. So I'm gonna wrap up here. I guess in a couple of years we might do another follow-up video and just kind of see where the progress is of this. Maybe by 2030 they'll have a full roadmap of what's going to happen, or of defenses to make sure that we can stop this thing from hitting Earth or something. But we'll figure that out in the future. For now, though, like the video, share it around. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm out of here. Peace.